There it is.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? Hey, check it out. COVID is on its way out the door. Things are opening up. Wouldn't you like to know what's happening in OB? Let's find out.
Hells yeah.
Shut up and sit down.
The Business Bros Podcast was created for you. Learn from the business professionals who come to share their stories. Find out what's working in business, on social media, what's hot and what's not, straight from the mouths of successful entrepreneurs out there doing the real work. And now, welcome to another episode of
Business Bros.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? Let's just kick it down. I don't know. That was kind of my own little hip hop little
down?
thing. I don't know what the hell that was. James,
I don't know what that means.
drop the intro.
Dropping the intro. Here we go. Today's guest is an app developer who is bringing us an awesome app to help you get around one of my favorite parts of town, Ocean Beach. His newest app was created to serve two functions. One, to act as a marketing platform for local businesses, and two, as an informational portal where users can post and accept gig work. There's also a social wall where users can communicate with one another about parties, gigs, and music that might be happening in the neighborhood. So if you are an OB frequenter like I am, you'll definitely want to download this app and get the in with the app inOB. So joining us as the managing partner from the app inOB, welcome to the show, Alex Holstein. But we lost him. He's not on the screen anymore. What happened?
Uh-oh. We lost the signal.
And he's back.
Yes.
Oh man, I thought he was. No, he's alive. He's alive. Woo!
Oh, we thought we lost you there for a second, but you're back.
Yeah, I'm still alive.
All right, Alex. This is gonna be your show. I want you to tell me about your app, but first, tell me why you're so passionate about about OB. Like, what is it about OB that just made you create this app and develop what you've done?
So my passion for OB actually stems out of I lived there for 20 of the 30 years I've been alive. I'm not a SoCal, San Diego resident. I'm usually from NorCal, but we moved down to San Diego when I was 10, and I just fell in love with Ocean Beach. I was surfing all the time, skating. You know, I was that surfer Grom that you saw there all the time, all the way through high school, and then I went to college in La Mesa, so I was still able to hang around OB. And I was actually brought onto this project by another local. He was the one that actually designed the app, and he brought me on to run it as well as help market it to the general population. And he saw that I have a lot of good contacts with business owners in the area because it's a lot of mom and pop locally owned restaurants and businesses in Ocean Beach that unfortunately have been pushed out in the last couple of years by these big chains like Target and Breakfast Republic. So our aim with inOB was to give these business owners a platform through which they can connect with their customers that doesn't rely on sponsored ads or clickbait. It gives them marketing devices and avenues that they wouldn't necessarily have access to or even be able to afford. It gives them the ability to pick and choose which features of the inOB app works for them, and we can do a full 360 advertising avenue for events, for delivering of goods. If you're an artist, we can sell your art on the app. It really does everything. And the best part is we're not charging people with their attention. We are not going to show you ads unless you want to. That's one of the big things that differentiates inOB from other marketing platforms is we give our users the ability to decide if they want to see ads, and if they do, what kind of ads they want to see, whether it be from local artists, whether it be from local restaurants, anything like that. They get full control over that.
So you're bringing the power back to those small businesses. You're trying to give them the ability to compete with the big chains, especially in a time where, like, you know, a lot of them were essentially shut down. They had to really change what it is they were doing. So having the accessibility to a campaign like that had to be beneficial.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what we did. Is we helped transition a lot of these businesses from being dependent on, let's say, the farmers market that's no longer happening. They transitioned into, let's say, they're doing yoga classes on Wednesday when they have the farmers market. Well, no one can do that anymore, but they can still lead their people that want to practice with them over a virtual environment. So we gave them the tools and the reach to be able to say, hey, you're used to seeing me on Wednesdays at the grass doing yoga. You can still do it with me on Wednesdays at your own place.
Yeah, that's a great.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
So that's a great way to keep in front of your clients, keep them active and motivated, so that they have business coming in their direction. So COVID came and really put a damper in the way they were doing business. Your app had to drastically change. It went from promoting events and gigs, and now all of a sudden, like, all that had to shift. What was that like for you guys, and how did you approach what you were doing during the last 3 months essentially?
Luckily for us, it wasn't too bad because we were setting up in-person events for our clients, but unfortunately COVID came, so those got all canceled. But because people were at their houses more, they're on their phones more, which gives us greater reach and the ability to put these businesses in front of our users. And again, instead of our events calendar being something that you went to physically, a lot of people were able to change that into a virtual environment. So we were kind of business as usual on our end, but helping our brand partners do that transition themselves.
Things are opening up. So
got your victory dance? Well, I got it right here. Yeah.
That's right. So we're getting back to a semi-normal, not really 100% where everything is, where we can sit down and enjoy a meal, or, be able to shake hands with people in public without people looking at you a weird way or whatever. But the beaches are opening up. The restaurants are getting some more traffic. People are getting together, and even if it's other things like protests or just being able to hang out at the beach, all these things are opening up. What's new and exciting in IB that people can kind of go over to the app and check out what's happening these days?
So we're actually producing a new section to the app, either late next week or in 2 Mondays from now. It is bringing together 4 local-owned businesses that were hit really hard with COVID. They were seeing a drastic reduction in their order numbers. So what we did is we created a product that includes all 4 of their goods that they're offering, and we packaged it all nice and together with our branding, and we're now offering that to be purchased through the app. It's called the OB Brunch Box, and what it contains is you have the classic variety, which contains a dozen eggs, a loaf of bread, a pound of flour, as well as 6 avocados. And alternatively, you can have the vegan option, which exchanges the eggs for bananas, because in vegan recipes, you can replace eggs. A lot of egg substitutes call for bananas for that. So we're offering those two two types of the OB Brunch Box, and that's incorporating a local organic permaculture farm. So Much is providing the flour, and what they do is they upcycle brown rice and quinoa from restaurants that would otherwise be thrown away at the end of the day. They take it, dehydrate it, and turn it into flour, and then they go on to make baked goods. But we're providing the flour for our users to be able to order the brunch box and make their own baked goods. They can make pancakes, they can make biscuits, they can make French toast. They can really get creative and personal with what they like as a brunch item, and they can make it with their friends and family. And this is a good time to release this because, yes, things are opening up still. Some people might want to visit friends but not necessarily go out to a restaurant, or you know, the waits 45 minutes to get into a restaurant. This is an alternative to that, and you still have the ability to gather with your friends, but you also get a little more intimate. You're making food with your friends rather than just ordering and then everyone's scrolling on their phone while they're shoving their face. People are connecting and sharing recipes, and it's creating more of a community out of this product than what we would normally have with just like a delivery of a food item.
Try to make the world a better place.
And I feel like your app kind of does that. It really does. I mean, it's very local. Obviously, if you're in another state, this doesn't really apply to you. But the concept can, right? The ability to take a city that you know and love, that's something that's very, very hyper local, and bring that sense of community back. There's so much support from people that live in those small cities. I grew up in IB, so I get the same type of feeling. We knew each other very, very well. I mean, it's kind of like a grid. Like, I mean, we would ride our bikes all day long and rollerblade all day long in that same area, going to the beach. We knew which, deli we'd love to go to, we were exactly where we'd get our slushies, all that different stuff as a kid growing up. Like that was home, right? That's how we shop local, we stayed local, we hung out with each other. That's really big. And that's one of the cultures that OB has is they do really keep in touch like that together. And then you guys come along and create this app. What was the marketing like? How did you go out and talk to these businesses and bring them aboard? Were you able to like pitch them pretty easily? And because it sounds like you guys are bringing value to them first. Was it an easy pitch? Was it difficult? How'd you guys go through your marketing phase?
So our marketing actually was pretty interesting. We launched in July of last year, and I did some user research, and I discovered that our users were suffering from decision paralysis. We had too much on there for them to utilize. So what we did is I went back and added about a third of the sections that we had originally, and then I relaunched in July. And relaunched in January. Since January, we've had over 400 downloads and 200 registered users. I say registered users because there are some sections of the app that can only be used if you have an account with inOB, whereas other sections, anyone that has an app downloaded can use and see and view and interact.
What's the difference between the two?
The difference between the two is really just an email and a password. If you download the app, you'll see that it asks for your login, or you can navigate to some of the sections that are available for everyone. As an account holder with inOB, you can do things like you can post and accept gig work through OB On Demand. If you need someone to pick up your laundry, go to the store for you, something like that, trim your hedges, anything, you can post it on there, and other users can pick that up and do that job for you. The other section that requires a login is let me take a look at that. What is that one? Oh, our deal section. Our deal section is special member or only pricing that our partner brands are offering for our app users. So it's kind of a carrot on a stick to get people to register with us, but again, they won't see the ads unless they want to, as well as their email is not going to these businesses for them to get spammed with. That email is just used for you to log into the app and then see what you want to see.
All right, so we got a question here from the Facebook. What's the long-term play for you guys? Can people network out to different cities pretty easily? Can you take your platform into other cities?
The short answer is yes. And I have been approached by some people to bring the platform to Pacific Beach. I think that's a good goal to have, but I really want to get it right in OB first before we start branching out into other cities, because we can use this platform as a way to show other neighborhoods and other cities that you don't need to have a Walmart on every corner. You don't need to have Starbucks and gentrification of a neighborhood to be a profitable neighborhood, to have a business there that is protected as well as it serves a community. We are aiming to empower these businesses with the ability to give the customers what they want and not have to rely on paid ads or fighting an algorithm on Instagram or Facebook for a quarter of the people that you should be reaching, but you had to pay an extra $10 to get the post boost type thing. You're not going to run into any of those problems with us. We're going to lay it out like, here's all the ways you can reach these customers. What way works best for you? And then we work with them. And I also have this training for business owners called the Business Psychology Training, in which I combined all of the psychology concepts that I have used throughout the years with companies in Asia, South America, all over the world, including the States and Canada. I've combined all of these concepts into an ebook that gives these business owners a crash course in how our users are interacting with businesses and how you can use each of these different features together, standalone, or in conjunction with each other to maximize on these psychology concepts that help people make purchasing decisions or help you reach the correct audience and put your ad or your special deal in front of the right users.
And let's face it, these small mom and pop shops, they are the type of companies that focus their attention very much on service. They're not really looking to scale and become big franchises or conglomerates. They're just family-owned businesses, and they want to be able to serve their customers a little bit better. And oftentimes they are troubled by that technological gap, right? Like, I don't even have a website. I don't have time to learn how to do that. I don't have the money to invest. And you guys are bringing that to a nice, easy way for them to take advantage of that. It looks like James is going to interrupt us.
Yep. Before you jump into all that, because I know you're going to have a million questions, and this will take the other half. Let's just throw in really quickly here. I'm all tongue-tied today. Ham's insurance tip of the day. So today I'm going to talk about personal injury, which is different from bodily injury. So when you're talking bodily injury, this is what you are liable for when you're driving your car, right? If you get into an accident and you hurt someone, then that's bodily injury. That person, their body is injured, okay? Bodily injury. Personal injury is anything that you could say or write on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, name all your social medias, even on a podcast, and get held liable for. So in other words, if you are getting on the internet, or if your kids are getting on the internet and saying a bunch of things to people that they shouldn't be saying, and somebody experiences a financial loss from what you or your kids say, you could be sued for personal injury. Okay, that's basically defamation of character, libel and slander, all of these types of things. If you get in trouble with that, you want to make sure that you have a personal injury endorsement on your homeowner's policy to cover you for that liability. Not a homeowner? That's okay. You can add it on your renter's policy as well. Either way, make sure that you have personal injury added on your personal liability, on the personal liability portion of your homeowner's or renter's policy. That's it for today. That is Ham's insurance tip of the day. Follow me on Twitter at InsuranceBroHam.
Woo! Oh, I didn't play the clap. See,
I know, man.
My bad.
That's all good. I should have had it prepared for myself.
Right? Yeah.
There we go. A short one. All right. And now back to the Business Bros Pod. Haven't done that in a while.
Back to you, James. So anyways, I was coming back to right. Party on, Wayne. So coming back to the technology question, you guys have allowed people to overcome that. When you talk to a business that has had that kind of struggle, that's just trying to get by, you come in, show them this opportunity, and then you help them get sales. What's it like talking to them going forward?
It's really great, and one example I'll use is one of our first advertisers. They are Green and Ivy Cleaning. Give them a call. Go to greenivycleaning.com if you need anything clean. Rental properties, you're selling your house or your kids just made a mess. They handle it all. They do so with non-toxic, safe cleaners. What they experienced during this COVID break, they weren't getting anyone that needed those services. Either people were all at home, so they were cleaning themselves, or the businesses were shut down, so they weren't needing their usual cleaning. So they started shifting towards doing grocery delivery. Now, they were getting a little bit, but she was having to cut hours for a lot of her workers. So what I did, and what helped us get the OB Brunch Box off the ground, was her shifting into that new area of service. Rather than cleaning, she was delivering things. So it made sense for us to work with her in that aspect, and it helped us. It was mutually beneficial for both of us. She didn't have to cut her hours for her workers. They have hours that they can deliver things rather than clean things. And I'm able to help that business that was one of our first advertisers that helped us when no one was advertising with us, when we were the new kids on the block.
That's amazing. It always comes full circle like that. And in a small town like that, it catches fire. Like it catches, you're gonna know inOB is the nice app to go. Like it's funny because when Pete asked the question, can I take it to any city? One of the things we do when we create marketing ads, whether we're doing it on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, we really like geo target certain things. Like we'll say something like, "Hey IB," or "Hey National City," "Hey Chula Vista, are you thinking about?" You know what I mean? And it grabs people's attention because they have pride for the city that they live in. And for you guys to be able to say, look, this is a platform that you can use anywhere. We can rebrand it to any one of your cities so that you can use the platform's back end. That gives you guys a lot of flexibility in, first of all, making sure that it works here, but then being able to take it beyond just OB, right? Giving Ivy, giving PB, giving National City, Chula Vista, Las Vegas, a nice little app that they can use where somebody can come in and be like, look, where am I at? Okay, cool. I'm in this city now. This is what's going on. This is the local, because when people buy local, they tend to want to stay local, right? They don't, I don't know about you, but when I go places, I like to find those little hole in the wall joints that the guy living here always goes to because they have better service or they got better deals or people just get along a little better. I don't have to deal with the touristy type feel. So it's kind of a great yeah, exactly. Redondo Beach, Pete says you can be able to go out there. And so being able to find those local gems and giving mom and pop that opportunity to promote that's an awesome way to go.
Exactly. And you know how they say, if you find a job that you love, you'll never work a day in your life. I wake up every day and go, how can I help business owners? How can I make OB better? What events can I put on that'll exemplify causes that I care about, or help Surfrider raise some money for this, that, or the other thing? It's really the encapsulation of a community, and that's why I call my user base the inOB community, because they're not just users, they're my neighbors, my friends, the people I walk down the street and I say hey to. It's those people, and I want to get them the best deal, and I know that they want to support the businesses that have been here for 20, 30 years that are having trouble meeting the rent, or the property got bought by a new owner and they're saying, hey, you have to get out because we're going to be remodeling and selling it, and that's happening more and more, especially on Newport Avenue in Ocean Beach. So we kind of came at the right time to help these people, as well as empower the community to vote with their dollar. And it might be a couple dollars cheaper if you go to Target, but you want to see Apple Tree Market still thrive, so you go and shop there. And if we can help with the price we're going to, and if we can help them by creating an advertising campaign that pulls in,
I think we're losing you, Alex.
Brand to help off the money.
All right, we're gonna hit the
Today, Junior.
Exactly. Alex, I can
Is he
still
back?
see you. Yeah, I can still see you in our lobby screen. So give me a nice little wave when your signal gets a little better. I think we'll come back. And in the meantime, I mean, James, dude, I mean, growing up in IB, that was a great time. We had a lot of
Hell
little
yeah.
businesses in IB. I mean, I remember going to the movie theater in Studio 3.
Yeah.
And
I
there was
remember Terminator
store.
2 being there for like 6 months and Jurassic Park being there for like another 6 months.
Dude, all the little businesses, and now they're gone. They're like they've been annihilated.
Yeah,
They've been
totally.
destroyed.
But you know what
And-
survived?
What? Big Bear?
The Baskin Robbins.
The Baskin Robbins is still there. The Baskin, Robbins is still there. Alex, you
Alex,
back?
are we back? We're related. Uh-oh.
I think we lost Alex. Well, check it out. That's what happens sometimes with technology. That's just the way it works. Alex does have a book, and I want you guys to check out his app. Just go to you can get it in the App Store. Go to just look up inOB and download that app. Anytime you're gonna stop by OB, I'm sure he's got great deals going on with a bunch of little local places that you guys can check out. He's got a book called Business Psychology Training. Shoot him an email, alex@inob.app, to get a copy of that. And we'd love for you guys to check out OB if you're ever in San Diego. It's a great city. James can attest. I mean, he likes to go out to OB quite a bit. The cliffs out there.
Yep.
The sunsets. There's some beautiful spots out there that you can you don't have to spend any money just to go out and enjoy the beautiful place. But then when you hit down, he was talking about Newport. There's all kinds of local businesses, great food that you can check out, and little shops like some of those antique shops that are in that place. All kinds of great cool stuff that you can get a hold on.
You remember when we were kids, we used to go to Wonderland?
Yes, the Nickel Arcade.
The Nickel Arcade. And you remember the tank game that you had the 2 joysticks?
Yes, I love that.
That's inOB, dude.
That's inOB?
It's inOB. There's a little shop. It's like a little comic book shop or something like that. And in the back, there's this arcade. And I found that game.
Dude, that tank game was dope.
That tank game was awesome.
Dope. So Alex, I was plugging all your stuff while you were gone.
Comics, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they're still there. They're still scraping by, but we're trying to help them as much as we can right now.
Dude, that game we used to go to. When James was saying, we used to go to Wonderland down in, well, it's not IB, technically it's San Diego, but it's at the end of Palm, so it's still kind of IB-ish for us. And we used to go to that Nickel Arcade, and dude, we used to play that game so much. I'm glad they made a Nickel Arcade because I'm gonna maybe incriminate myself here. But when we were kids, we used to take a nickel and smash that thing so it was like the size of a quarter, so we could play like Mortal Kombat. Dude, we're broke. We're like, dude, a nickel can be 5 plays. I mean, a quarter can be 5 plays versus 1 play. Man, I feel bad.
FBI is gonna come after us, dude. Don't you know?
I think it was a video store that we used to play at it, right? The video store, I think it was.
The one, the one right there next to Big Bear. And the other thing that we used to do was drill a hole into the quarter and like dump the quarter in and then pull it back out.
Ghetto kids, dude. Ghetto kids.
We were bad.
Hey man, that's some of the stories you got growing up. Alex, real quick before we head out, any last minute things you want to share with the audience before we finish up?
Oh, it was the size of a quarter.
Oh man, he's still frozen.
Oh man. Oh well. You know what? I mean,
Alex,
we got
sorry,
most of
man.
It, so yeah, we got
through
good service. But it
all
is
right,
what it is.
Broski, before we go, let's make sure that you
absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, it's podcast time. Look, I've been a guest. I've scheduled up 19 shows now, 19 shows of the podcast tour that I'm trying to go on. So the goal is 50 by the end of the month. 50 different shows. I may not reach 50, but look, I have 19 shows that I haven't otherwise have been on, and I have the confidence to hop on a podcast and talk about my messaging, which is the power of podcasting. It has changed our lives dramatically.
Yay.
We're able to communicate. We're able to meet people just like Alex, who I never would have probably met if it wasn't for the podcast. If you have a business, it doesn't matter what it is, you should have a podcast. In other words, you should be creating content on a regular basis, and you can create a podcast and all that content for free. For $0. All you got to do to get the full version of my ebook is go to Power of Podcasting. The full version of my ebook, Power of Podcasting, go to businessbros.biz/free pop for the month of June. As far as me doing 50 podcast tours, I'm giving away that book for free. Everything from podcast development to podcast promotion, launch and visibility, and monetization. Everything you need to start a podcast for free is in that book. So go ahead, grab it for free, start your podcast today. And then when you need a little bit of help, if you want to, take it to a professional experience where you have an intro like ours, you can go ahead and go to fanspark.com/start for $147. We'll create your custom intro, a custom outro, a custom banner, a background just like ours, a zinger logos. That's that little, our logo pops in and out of the screen, that sort of stuff. We're going to give you everything you need to make your podcast look professional, and it's only $147. So go ahead, check that out, fanspark.com/start, and get your free Power of Podcasting ebook at businessbros.biz/free pop. All right, ladies and gents, that's all we got for you guys today. Check out inOB, the app. If you're in San Diego, you go to OB and you want to know what's going on in the hood, go check it out. inOB on the App Store. That's all we got for you guys today. Peace.
Bye-bye.
And we're out.
Thank you for listening to the Business Bros Podcast. Are you looking to get more clients or to increase your income? Hernan, the business bro, can help you generate referrals through the power of podcasting. And James, the insurance bro with Pipeline Insurance, can help you effectively add insurance to your existing business. If you are ready to create wealth today and generational wealth for tomorrow, email businessbros@csfirst.com to schedule a free consultation or join the Business Bros Network, www.businessbros.biz.